Hey everybody, this is DNP Speaks coming at you, and you are locked into Fire 716 Radio. Guys, I need you to do me a favor. Follow me on all my social media platforms. That's Facebook, that's YouTube, that's Instagram, and that's TikTok at DNP Speaks. Now let's get into this conversation together. Let's go.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Everybody, this is your boy DMP Speaks, and welcome to Speak Out Loud through Fire 716 Radio. What's going on with you, all of you? I hope that you guys are doing well. Listen, this is my first official time being on the radio. Woo woo! I'm excited, and I'll say it again. I am excited to be with you on this afternoon. So again, let me introduce myself really quick. So my name is David M. Pinkston, but I go by the name of DMP Speaks. This is going to be a great time. Speak Out Loud, Fire 716. Do me a favor, guys. Go download the app, Fire 716, at the App Store and Android. You do not want to miss what's going on. We taking over for the 99 2000, but we taking over for Niagara Falls in Western New York for sure. So today we are talking about the subject, get out of your head. Get out of your head. Now you might say, well, okay, well, he coming with a hitter today. I sure am. Now let's slow it down a little bit. Now, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about getting out of your head, overthinking. We get to the place that we overthink our thoughts. So anybody that knows me, I like to give a definition, or I like to give a quote before I get into these nuggets today. Well, I found this quote, and I feel like it's very befitting for today's just short message teaching, power teaching, whatever you want to call it. So when it comes to overthinking, remember, share this today. It's going to be good for you. So when it comes to overthinking, it's the art of creating new problems out of the ones that never existed in the first place. Let me read that again. It's overthinking, the art of creating new problems out of the ones that never existed in the first place. Okay, now let's be honest. A lot of us overthink. This is what we do sometimes. We might do it unintentionally, but we overthink. We overthink our thoughts. We overthink, and we have unwanted or new problems that exist, that come in our lives. And we're not really focused as we should be. Let's be honest, a lot of us feel like this. We overthink. I still at times struggle with overthinking. Now, I'm not sitting on this radio and act like I have all the answers, because I don't. But one thing that I can say, there are times that we all overthink, but there are times as well when we start to overthink, it starts to overtake our minds and our thoughts. We can overthink to the place that we start believing in these false and unreal things that we think about. Let's be honest, y'all. Let's keep it 100, as my niece say all the time. Let's keep it a buck, everybody. We start to believe these falsified thoughts and feelings about ourselves, about our lives. And we start to really believe those things. We start to believe these false things. And we start to create those new problems because we have programmed those particular things in our head. We have programmed these things so much. Again, we start to believe it. And as we start to believe it, it starts to bring our self-esteem for ourselves down. It starts to bring our confidence level down. Now you might say, well, how does that happen? Well, simply if you think about it, if you are constantly overthinking negative thoughts, and these negative thoughts, and you start to believe these negative thoughts, right? You're not going to be able to have the self-esteem in yourself or the confidence that you should have, we all should have, because everybody's level of self-esteem and confidence is different, but it starts to dwindle down. You might start feeling, why am I not having enough of confidence in myself to do the things that I want to do, to accomplish the goals that I have, to be truly happy with who I am? Well, because of overthinking. There's a book that I read, and I should have brought it with me. There's a book that I read about having certain soundtracks. These soundtracks we play in our minds constantly, and we continue to believe those thoughts again, because we believe those false thoughts, and we start to use those false thoughts, and we live in those false thoughts, right? So it's a continual negative cycle that we continue to play over and over in our mind, and we miss out on opportunities. We miss out on great things that we should be doing, but because of us, really believing in these falsified ideas and concepts in our mind, we become stagnant. Now, I want to give you a stat. Now, this is a stat that I looked up, and it really made me kind of think, like, wow, this really happens when it comes to overthinking. It says 73% of adults between the ages of 25 to 35 overthink. Listen, let me read that to you once again. It says 73% of adults between the ages of 25 to 35, they overthink. Isn't that something? So what does that mean? So that means a lot of you are in your 20s, in your 30s. I'm almost to 40s. I ain't gonna tell you how old I am. We get that there to another day. But between your early 20s to your middle 30s, you're constantly overthinking. Now, have I found myself in that place? Many times. Have you found yourself in that place? Many times. Yes. So that means in your 20s and 30s, you're trying to find yourself. Let's keep it real. Let's be honest. You're trying to find yourself. So that's why you have a lot of questions. And with those questions, if you're not getting the answers to those questions, you start to overthink. And you're wondering why am I feeling the way that I'm feeling? Why am I not going where I need to go in my life? Well, the overthinking is overtaking you. It's overtaking your thoughts. And from your thoughts, it's overtaking your relationships. And from your relationships, it's overtaking you when you're at your job or when you're hanging out with friends and with your family, because your mind can't rest. Because if you're constantly overthinking and you're thinking about everything and you're not giving your time, you're not giving yourself time to really think, this is what can happen. The reason why I titled this today, Get Out Your Head, because a lot of us, if we can be honest, we gotta get out of our heads. Because a lot of times we got so much, and if I could tell you how much stuff is going on right now, it will blow your mind. But a lot of times we are so suffocated with so much going on. If you have a spouse, you got children, you got bills, COVID is still going on. As they say, wars and rumors of wars are going on. So you got all the stuff. You're trying to have a business and work. You're trying to take care of your wife or husband and your children, and you're trying to do things for yourself. You're trying to do some self-care. You're trying to do this and trying to do that. And then you find yourself overthinking. But then you start missing out on opportunities too, because you overthinking. I call it stinking thinking. I learned this when I was back at home in Syracuse. Shout out to 315. Stinking thinking can lead to more problems. With more problems can lead to more stress. And from more stress, less productivity, and slowing the process of your own personal or your family success. It starts to decrease. And you can become fixated on the mistakes that you have made. Let me just stay there for just a moment. Even though you have made many mistakes in your life, that doesn't mean that your life is over. I'm going to say that one more time. Even though you have made a lot of mistakes, bad decisions, whatever they are, that doesn't mean that you are done, right? Most of us have a past. I have a past. You have a past. And I've almost allowed my past to stagnate me, to put my life on hold. And some of you are looking right now on the streaming service all over. You are in this place right now. Not only are you overthinking, but you have become stagnant in your relationship. You have become stagnant in your spiritual life. You have become stagnant with your money. You have become stagnant in who you are because you don't know who you are. And the reason why you might not know who you are because you have faced so many obstacles and challenges and things coming in your life. You just say, maybe I should just throw my hands up and be done with it. But we're going to get here. I want you to know this is not just a segment to me just talking. I want to help you change your life because it's all about interpersonal change. It's self-development that I want you guys to get today. And if you're enjoying this, please share this and get the app. Download Fire 716 app on the App Store and Android. I just want to let you guys know that for sure. And if you're enjoying this, please share this. Let's keep going a little bit further. We're almost there. We can't leave space for these opportunities of overthinking because we have a whole life in front of us. And if we don't deal with our overthinking, if we don't deal with our issues and our problems that we have, we would get to the place that we become not only stagnant, we will never move. And it's time to move. It's more than just 2022. It is your time. It is your time to move. It might not be your time to do everything that you want to do right now, but you got to start from somewhere. Today is the day that you start your life over. And I want to give you something really, really quick because I want to open the phone lines and I want to hear what you guys have to say. One of the biggest things that I want you to know today in order to decrease overthinking, you got to stop the repetitive negative thought patterns. You got to stop worrying about what went wrong, what you did wrong, who did it to you, when they did it to you, because that is time that you can't get back, everybody. You can't get that time back. So you have to make a decision. Am I going to allow these things to overtake me or am I going to overtake it? You can't keep putting so much energy into other people, places, and things and expect a different outcome, right? And we talk about energy a lot. Well, how's your energy today? Are you going to allow overthinking to take your energy down, or are you going to overcome this by removing these negative thought patterns? Okay, let me move on a little bit. The next one is recognizing that you're not thinking straight, because overthinking will not allow you to. It won't allow you to think straight. So you got to pay attention to those signs. You got to stop ignoring the signs that you are seeing. I'm overthinking this thought. I'm overthinking this problem. There are solutions. You might not know what those solutions are at that particular time, but there are certain things that you know that you can change. And then you also got to recognize those red flags. I see the emojis a lot of the red flags. You got to recognize, man, I'm so angry about this situation. I'm so angry how they talked about me. I'm so angry about this. I'm so angry about that. You got to recognize when your whole behavior, your whole attitude has shifted. You're not as happy as you used to be. You don't have the peace that you should have. You're not talking, you're not laughing, you're not enjoying family, you're not enjoying friends, you're not enjoying life. So those are red flags. You're not doing the things that you used to do. So you got to make some changes. And I get it. It takes some time. Nothing will happen overnight, but I'm telling you, you got to just take one day, like today, to make a change. The last thing, and I'm gonna open up the airways, setting time to reflect. You got to give yourself some time to reflect. Taking at least 5 or 10 minutes out of your day. Listen, I'm one of the most busiest people that I know, but I take time for myself. I take 5 to 10 minutes or even 15 minutes to reflect on how I can handle a situation that's overtaking me, or I feel like it's overtaking me. Sometimes you just got to take it easy. You got to just take some time and say, hey, what do I need to do to make some changes here? I got so much going on. My mind is like this. It's in a circle. But what do I need to do right now? Because I can't change the situation. Because if I make a bad decision, it can affect my family, it can affect me from 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So you want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to reflect on how you can make things not even so much better, but improve it. Because everything that glitters is not gold, right? Every situation is not going to be changed in the snap of a finger. But if you just make some changes gradually, taking it one day at a time, that'll work. So I want to open up the phone lines. I told you this is going to be a little short, but I want to give you some power pack for the first 10 or 15 minutes. I want to open up the phone lines to you. It is 716-371-2780, extension 1. Did y'all get that? It is 716-371-2780, and it's extension 1. I want to hear what you think about today's lesson. Get out of your head. Let's go, everybody.
Of Buffalo, New York. Come to get a taste of the street bread chicken sandwich with a famous and amazing platform. And don't forget those specialty waffles, red velvet, creamy cream, cinnamon, only at Grimshaw's Chicken and Waffles. Place your orders now at Grimshaw'sChickenandWaffles.com. That's Grimshaw'sChickenandWaffles.com. Pull up to 701 in the city of Buffalo, New York. That's Grimshaw Chicken and Waffles. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, D.M.P. Speaks, and I'm coming to radio. That's right. I'm coming to Fire 716 Radio. I'm going to give you 30 minutes of motivation, inspiration, strength, and power. Every Saturday at 2 p.m. starting May the 7th. I'm telling you guys, you don't want to miss this video. Let's go get it, y'all. Follow me on all my social media outlets. That's Facebook, that's YouTube, that's TikTok, and Instagram.
Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your girl, Jay Sheree, and I'm here to introduce my blog, Big Girl Chronicles. Ladies, I'm here to help you with your life, your passion, and your future. On your journey to get healthy, you can also follow me on Facebook under Just tune in and let me help you out, ladies. I got you.
What's going on?
You're locked into the hottest radio station, serving the best in urban and inspirational music, keeping you motivated and inspired. Fire 716. Are you ready to ignite the flames of your dreams and passions? Stay right here on Fire 716, serving you the best in urban and inspirational music.
Hey, everybody, this is D.M.P. Speaks coming at you. You are locked into Fire 716 Radio. Guys, I need to do you a favor. Follow me on all my social media platforms. That's Facebook, that's YouTube, that's Instagram, that's TikTok, and D.M.P. Speaks. Now, let's get into this conversation today. Let's go.
All right. I'm back. Listen, if you just tuned in, this is your boy DMP Speaks on Fire 716 Radio, and this show is called Speak Out Loud. So I'm just going to go a little bit further as people start to call in before our show is done today. And again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. So I was talking about getting out of your head. That means overthinking. Because again, we overthink. We are people that overthink. I don't care what color you are, it doesn't matter. You overthink some things sometimes, and it's easy to do it. It's one of the things that a lot of us, we don't want to admit that we do struggle with overthinking, and we if we can be honest, we might not even feel that it's a problem. But overthinking is a problem because it can hold you back. It can really hold you back. One thing that I brought out was, and I want to go back to this stat. It says 73% of adults between the ages of 25 to 35 overthink. And I'm going to be honest, I think this was a stat maybe in 2000, not maybe, it was in 2019. I believe it's probably went up to 85, probably 90% because of not just the pandemic. Now, the pandemic is a whole problem, right? But it's what's involved in that pandemic. It's what's involved in what everybody else is dealing with. You got to get out of your head. Maybe you didn't get the job that you wanted to get. Maybe you didn't get into the school that you wanted to get into. Maybe that relationship that it just didn't work. And you feeling like maybe it's my fault. Maybe I should have did this. Maybe I should have done that. But I want to bust that bubble today. I want to let you know if things don't happen at that particular time or this particular time in your life, that doesn't mean that you're a failure. Because overthinking will make you fail. And if you continue to just stay in your head with these thoughts, these negative thoughts, it will start to make you believe that you're not worth it. I'm talking to men and women because it sounds like it's just me talking to females. I'm talking to males too, because there are times that males deal with so much pressure. Males deal with so much pressure that people just don't even know. And we overthink. If we can be honest, fellas, we overthink a lot. We're trying to get our money up. We're trying to be who we need to be for ourselves. And then you're tacking on a wife and children and bills and mortgage and rent. And then trying to, finish school, or if that's what you want to do, or start a business or whatever you're thinking and whatever you want to do. And if you have these negative thought patterns that I was talking about, you're going to start second guessing yourself, and then sometimes you just won't do it. And you have the opportunity to do it now, but you won't do it. If I could be transparent for a woman, I have gotten to the place at times in my past that I overthought so much that I wouldn't have done a radio show. I wouldn't have done the business that I'm doing now. I wouldn't be speaking. I wouldn't be doing all these great things because I continued to overthink. And I never did set time for myself to reflect. It was just, I couldn't do it. But I had to change my thought process. I had to change my mindset. And sometimes you just got to do it. Is it easy, y'all? No, it's not. To change your mindset, because that's a habit. That's a mental habit that you've had for however long. And to change those things, to change that mindset, it takes time. But if you just take one day to start, whatever that day is, and today could be your day, day one can be your change. Day one can get you to the place where you need to be. And I know it sounds like a facade, it sounds like a cliche, but if you really take some time for yourself to really get these thoughts out of your head, to really sit down and take time, turn the phone off, turn social media off, and just sit there. I'm just telling you, as a man, I do that. I sit there sometimes and I put on either some worship music or I put on some jazz, and I sit there and I think, what can I do with the time that I have? Because overthinking takes time away from you. I'm going to be honest. It takes a lot of time. I have wasted so much time, y'all. Overthinking. Now I don't give place to overthinking. Is it easy to come up on you? Yes. But again, you got to recognize, when I was talking about those red flags, you got to recognize those red flags. When you know that your attitude has changed, you got to recognize when you're not as happy as you used to be. You're not as content as you used to be. Something has happened in your thought process. And you're saying, I got to make some changes here, but I don't know how to. And you're not alone. Believe me, there are people out here that's watching through streaming and on radio saying they want to change, they just don't know how to. I know you're saying, well, you just got on the radio. How can you be telling me this? It's life. However your life has been, it's been like this for a while, but you don't have to stay here. There is better for you if you just take the opportunity to say, I'm ready to change. And change doesn't have to be an announcement. It doesn't have to be an announcement on social media. You don't have to put up a post. See, sometimes we feel like we got to share every monumental change on social media. You don't have to do that because it's your life. I had to learn that. I used to post everything, and I said, you know what? I don't got to post this. This is personal. Whatever you need to do for yourself, do it. Do it today. Stop overthinking, y'all. And I'm going to say this to you. Congratulations. You did it. You might say, what in the world are you talking about? Congratulations, you made it. You made it through all the hell that you had to go through. Congratulations. You got out of that relationship that was toxic. You got out that mindset that you had. Listen, you can change. All it takes is just one day. All it takes is just some time. Let me share this with you, and we're almost done for today. Thank you so much for your time. I used to sit in my parents' house back in Syracuse, and I would write certain goals down. I said, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I have it in me to do it. And I'm going to be honest. I'll be transparent. I used to struggle with it so much. Tears used to come to my eyes. They would flow because I didn't believe in myself enough. And I got it. It became so bad, y'all, to the place I didn't want to be around friends. I don't want to be around family. I became very depressed. I became, almost suicidal at times. But you know what changed? I prayed. I sought the Lord, but I also made an internal decision. There's life that I need to live. And as I started to do that, it didn't happen overnight, but as I started to change my mindset, things started to happen for the better because I didn't allow overthinking. I got out of my head. I got out of my thoughts. I got out even of my emotions. And I said, is this true? Sometimes you got to do that. You gotta just take some time. That's why I said to take, set some times to reflect. Is what I'm believing right now, is that true? Is that really true? Because if it's not, that means that you're overthinking. If that person left you and you feel it's your fault, and some things are our fault, if we could be honest, but that's a whole nother show for another day. But if certain things that you didn't do and you believe that you did, it's not your fault. They just weren't supposed to go on this road, this journey with you, this path. But you all got a new path that you got to follow. And today is the day that you follow that. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Get out your head. Stop overthinking and live the life that you want to live. That's what's up.
Thank you so much for spending time with me on Speak Out Loud. I hope that it inspired you, motivated you, and I want to help you become the best version that you can be. Please follow me on all my social media outlets, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram,